All right. So as L&T Technology Services is working with Huawei since 2015 across all lines on consumer software, consumer cloud, IT, and cloud as well. We thank Huawei for providing this opportunity to become part of today's session. We also have senior members from our group, Mr. Surendranath, who is a delivery head for Smart Products and Services, and Mr. Sachin Kulkarni, who is the head of Consumer Electronics Division. And we thank them for their presence today and also valuable inputs during this engagement. I'll be walking through towards on the IoT market revenue contributions, and also a little bit touch base on the cloud, the devices, what are the type of various domains that is applicable to, and a few use case. One of the use case where I'll be discussing more is on the smart home and component interfaces of that. And as Velluri mentioned, on the distributed libraries, common platform specific, few identified library open source initiatives which we can think through as well. So this is the agenda that I'll be walking through on that. So why IoT? So as we know, IoT in the market, like from 2019 to 2030, which has done a contribution towards of 24.1 billion for the from various domains as well, and 1.5 trillion of revenue in 2030, which is expected. But if we see on the smart home market, that various categories like energy management, smart appliances, home entertainment, security, comfort and lighting control and connectivity. So compared to that as well, there is also a contribution which is 50% annual growth rate from 2020 to 2025. So moving forward, so that's one reason. And IoT, when we say about IoT, it's interconnected object data that are connected and transferred to the a wireless network without any human interventions. And this data is collected according to business possibles. Needs are endless, like it could be a medical, or it could be a transport, or it could be a telecom, or various other domains where the IoT plays a major role. This helps today the business are motivated, which increases in the revenue, reducing the operation cost, and improving the efficiencies on the business aspects. And the newer technologies on the connectivity and leading to the market on the strategies is increasing day by day from all the transformation of unconnected objects into a smart connected devices. So this is on the cloud solutions. Like we do have a various service providers, as one of our mentioned that Google Cloud, AWS, Azure, ThingWorks, like this various service providers provide their own information as a service or platform as service or software as services. So they play their own specific roles, supporting for different domains as well. So home automation, as I was mentioning, is a gradually a daily lives that which we use the equipments like our refrigerator, the security systems, the kettles, etc. So these are the devices which we can think of when it comes to an home automations for controlling them, configuring, and also seeing on any security threat as a alert and to take a certain actions on that. So as I was mentioning, smart home, where the devices from nowadays, like security is one of the things that we can track and we can view. Also, temperature management, the Wi-Fi connectivity, and also the lighting systems that we can also manage remotely, and we can also see few visualization of the data so far collected, like month on month, how much the utilization of the power which I have majorly used towards from various systems. So as I said, you can see the three divisions which I had brought here. The one is on the left side is on the various equipments which are connected to the networking. And these devices could be, as I said, lighting control, temperature control, or a smoke detector, etc. So these devices informations are collected via the network manager and will be sent to the cloud. As a part of it, the cloud informations are accessed by the various users. So the users can be of its own owner who can view their data which has been collected, and also there is a navigations that we can see towards on the device movement, and also the notifications, as I said, we can view in towards on that. So the vision on the ThinkWork devices becomes smart, and the devices becomes as a smart and behave alive through communicating systems. So next, I'll be also touch basing towards on the device management. So the device involves the process of involving like provisioning, authentication, configuration, maintaining, monitoring, and also diagnosing the connected devices information, so that to provide the support with the whole spectrum of the functionality capabilities. So simple IoT, I can say simplified IoT. So it also gives a kind of information, as I was mentioning, like device on board, like how many devices are connected, and I can also see that the simplified onboarding getting insightful data in that, and also various platform automatically can accommodate this informations and the data structures, visualize this informations in a meaningful way, because the collected informations could be raw data where we can show to the user in a way that they can understand towards to take the next actions. The next is on register. So once the device is onboarded, the user can register the devices so that the device can start collecting the data to the centralized cloud. And also the update the devices, like accessing the key informations like alerts and critical errors, where the user can go and take the certain actions on that, as I mentioned earlier. So they can do remote audits on the monitoring of the devices and the firmware and software as well. And finally, the last, it comes on the life cycle, where we retire it from monitoring and maintenance activities, which can be taken care as well. So the common, the component interfaces here is defined into three sections. I try so that I can explain which. Is on the thing, which is the IoT devices, which are connected via the cloud gateways. This devices collected information are maintained in various clouds, as I said. So it could be on any of the cloud service providers. So those collected informations which might involve in towards of a reporting tool, or doing any certain alerts, as I was mentioning, or a background process of processing the informations, and also the device management and configurations we can do. So on the right side, you can see that also this collective information the user can view in a different views. The one is that I can give the certain permissions and roles to the user on the access management. We can view the log of the device, which helps us to see the health status of the device as well, and send a command to the device remotely sitting somewhere, and then I can send a certain commands to devices to monitor them. And device monitoring, viewing the battery change, maintenance activities, anything to be taken care, and as well as logging to the authorized user can be logged in, so that they are the right person who can view this information. So, and below, the users can consume as well as an end user. It could be a mobile, tablet, or a desktop. So either various source of it, the user can consume this information. This is one of the viewable informations. There could be also various interconnected systems which can consume information for doing further processing of it. Okay. The next is on the configuration management. So this is to perform the data processing, wherever the location is we reside, but the data will be available for us anytime to connect to maintain it for our corporate data centers or anywhere, which is cost effective as well. So finally, so the common platform, as our Valluri has mentioned, that so we have to think towards on various domains like automotive, telecom, media, medical, and industry. So considering all this, few of the cases which we can think towards is on the user management, where based on the various identity service providers like OAuth, Amazon has got their own service products as IDE, and there are various vast service providers are also there who provides us an authentication approach, and also a social network like where Facebook, Twitter, etc. So this also provides a kind of an authentication approach to the users. So this is one of the common most used that we can think of considering for as a repetitive job that can be optimized while we are doing an open source initiative. The next is on the common algorithms. So these are the daily transactional activities which we involve towards on the IoT. Could be a payload structure which we from the device to the cloud and cloud to the devices. When the payload communication happens, we can consider on the common parser approach. A data parser for modules could also be like CSV file or any other certain data which is going to be a common activity which we are doing. The third is on the format analyzer. So it could be any currency conversion, date format, or any certain formats that the user is interested on their visualization part of it. And the interface for external entity. So this helps us with the connectivity of various plugins of the devices. So this is one of the flexibility which we have to also think that to provide any support on the other plugins, easy to plug and play. Next is on the configuration manager. So this is a configuration manager which helps us towards on the application level configurations, UI navigations like UI. We can also decide what kind of layout should look like and what are the components of the layout should look like, can also be treated as a configurable way for a customer specific or a user specific. And log manager, where a technician might be interested with the more detailed log information, whereas a user might not be interested on the more detailed log informations. Whereas the notification, this is on definition. I mean the path we can define on the notification could be various sources. It could a notification could be a kind of an SMS, email, or it could be with the application we can notify active users that regarding the informations. And data visualization, as I was mentioning, most of the visualization part that the user is most interested towards to see the collected informations and to visualize them, and so that they can take a certain actions on that. And the last one on the common algorithm could also be an object detections, like various objects detections is most nowadays like the viewed objects that we can easily detect, and those informations can also be collected. So those are the common algorithms which we can think on. Still, we can put more brainstorming on that. The next is on the bot. Bot helps the user also about the application guide, like any new application the developer builds or anything with relevant to the IoT aspects, if it is a web or a mobile. So the application bot will give a guidance to them, like to the user, that what feature is what, and any kind of easy application related informations can be given to them. Then on the lastly, it is a navigation. So navigation, we can also see towards, nowadays it's more towards not only an outdoor, it is also an indoor, so that the user can see the devices, the connected devices in the floor plan, where the devices are residing. The map view can give a kind of an outdoor view of how many devices are located in various region specific. So from this, I think this is most of the IoT part which I can mention to the team. So if any questions, please, over to you, Karthik. Thank you.